everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday, January 15th, and here's the weekend already upon us. All right, we have one meeting to tell you about, and it is a virtual meeting. And if you are a new resident to Third, they are having a new resident orientation. Now, if you would like to participate, it's happening right now from 9 to 10:30. You need to send an email to becky.jackson@vmsinc.org, and she'll get you that link to be able to follow along as to what's going on. So you'll only miss a few minutes, so you should be just fine. All right, on our show today, we have Jeff Parker, and we have a lot to talk about today, so it's just going to be Jeff and I, and we've got some really exciting news to share with you, so stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and start with our COVID-19 resources that we normally give you. We have covid19.ca.gov. That's where you can follow along the governor's plans. And then, of course, the vaccine phase information is occovid19.ochealthinfo.com. And, of course, if you go to that website, type in vaccine in the search, and it'll bring you directly to it. And then if you are looking for your stimulus check and you haven't gotten it, you can contact 211oc.org, and they will have plenty of information for you to follow along. Now, of course, you can always go to our website, which is Laguna Woods Village Alerts.com, and you can email us at info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Now, our weather is looking really warm. It was so warm last night, and it was rather windy, but that seemed to subside pretty quickly. And I know that the wind, it's supposed to be getting windy here over the next couple of days again, and then we're starting up again Tuesday with some more wind. Today, it is going to be 85-58, so keep that sunscreen on. Tomorrow, very warm, 83-57. Sunday, 80-55. Partly sunny on Monday, 72-51, and then Tuesday we are looking at some high winds, so we'll keep you abreast of that as we get closer to that day with 73-50. Now, if you are traveling this weekend and you're going to the beaches, well, that is the place to be today. 75-53, Mammoth 44-17, Big Bear 57-28, and Palm Springs is a balmy 85-54. That's where I should be going. But it's football weekend, so I guess I won't be doing that. All right, our sunrise this morning was 6:55, and the sunset will be 5:06. And Sue and Jules, thank you so much for sending in this beautiful photo of Aliso Creek. And if you have a lovely photo of something around here or somewhere here in South Orange County, send it to Laguna Woods Village TV @gmail.com. All right, when we come back, we will have Jeff Parker with some great news for you, so stay tuned.
By staying home, the community of Orange County has made a difference. But doing so shouldn't mean putting your own health at risk. Hogue wants you to know that safe, quality care is available. Don't ignore or delay the medical attention you need. From routine checkups to revolutionary treatments, Hogue is here for you, just as we have been for almost 70 years. Like no other time before, your healthcare choices matter. Get the care you need from the name you trust.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. With us today is Dr. Christine Chung of 7-Day Dental. She has great news for seniors. Doctor, why don't you tell us the exciting news? Mom.
We know there are many seniors living with tooth pain. 7-Day Dental is starting a new program called Seniors First. Seniors who are 65 years or older will get initial free exams and x-rays.
That is so nice, doctor. Call your nearest 7-Day Dental to get your 7-Day Dental smile.
Welcome to the Meridian at Laguna Hills, a newly multi-million-dollar renovated community. Located in beautiful southern Orange County, the Meridian at Laguna Hills blends quality senior care onto the bright canvas of Laguna Hills Live. With a luxurious 5-star resort-style community and a dedication to resident care, you can experience an exquisite senior lifestyle unlike any other. Discover a community filled with care and the freedom to pursue what matters most. It's a new day and it's yours. Make the most of it at the Meridian at Laguna Hills.
Back. We have Jeff Parker here, and we're going to chit-chat about all sorts of things. We're going to start off with some COVID numbers, which is what we usually do on Mondays and Fridays. So I think that's a good way to go. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too. Have some key information today, so that's great.
Yeah.
Let's start off with COVID numbers. The cases are still above 3,000, which is still really high. As we noted, the spread out there in not Orange County, but the state of California is still progressing. The unfortunately 16 additional deaths reported yesterday. Two in skilled nursing facilities, one of them in assisted living, and 12 in our normal residential areas. Again, probably the highlight that we've talked about is the hospitalization rates. 2169, there has been some stabilization in the hospital rates that they've seen throughout California, so that's good. Our ICU numbers are still pretty high at 544. And talking to Saddleback and people, they're really at that place where they're handling everything. But if they see another big push, then they're really going to be struggling. And as I mentioned to you before, 3 or 4 hospitals, big hospitals in the areas, have gone to a triage concept of even being out in the parking lot and creating additional ICU capacity or capacities to handle people going through needing hospitalizations.
Right. Well, and thank goodness that they were able to put that together pretty quickly. 544 hasn't really changed that much over the last few days, right?
It's been pretty consistent, right around 540, 544. Okay. So that's good numbers that it's not going up anymore.
Right.
But that really, I just want to emphasize that's really, they're at their max with that many people in ICU.
Right. And then how are we looking here in Laguna Woods, not just the village, but the Laguna Woods City?
Yeah, and once again, whenever I report, we're talking about what they report for the city of Laguna Woods. We're part of it, obviously, we're a big part of it. We're now at 275 cases, which again has been a pretty steady climb in December and into January so far.
Right.
And I think that is just a reflection of what we're seeing out there in Orange County, in the state. We're just seeing more cases. And it's also in part because more and more people are getting tested.
Right.
What we talked about on Monday is, is the city now has the Wednesdays and Saturdays where you can go get COVID-19 tested. So more people you get tested, obviously you're going to have some more positive cases, and then those will get reported.
Right.
One of the numbers that you see up there, and we always talk about it though, is the unfortunate that 78.8 is that daily case rate of per 100,000. Very, very significantly high.
Right.
And that's what we're going to have to see stabilize and start to come down before clearly we get out of any kind of purple zone, which we know that stay-at-home order is through the end of the month, basically. Would not be surprised to see if that stay-at-home order were be continued again. But again, that's going to be reflected on not just what we do here in Laguna Woods, but what everybody does in Orange County and what everybody does in Southern California now, because we're grouped into that larger analysis from San Luis Obispo all the way down to San Diego.
Right. And the more cases that we see in terms of people getting it and then not having horrific symptoms, meaning maybe they get a cold or they just have a little cough. I mean, I've talked to a number of people who have gotten COVID-19 and they have very light symptoms, which is great. I mean, meaning at least you're not moving into something even worse. So, and possibly we might see the numbers go up where we get a lot of people who do get COVID, but again, you're not really having those kinds of symptoms that you do hear about.
Well, and that's really, if we can be that fortunate to have that happen, absolutely, because that's going to reduce the impact on that hospitalization.
Exactly.
So you're absolutely correct. And again, people taking care of themselves and staying healthy and wearing masks and keep doing all that, washing your hands, social distancing. It's shown to be effective. And
exactly.
So we want to slow this curve down.
Exactly. And then in efforts to slow the curve and to get people vaccinated, lots of talk out there about how to get it, how you're going to be receiving it. And I know that many of our residents here, I mean, everybody is of the age of not everybody, but 65 and over is a high number here, and 75 and over is even, over 9,000 people
Over 9,000
here
people.
in the village. And so I know you have some information you'd like to share with everybody regarding vaccinations.
Yeah, so there's two things. One, I want to reiterate, the county is working on their super vaccination sites. They have designated 5. The only one right now that's operational is the Disneyland site. So they're doing that part of their process, and that's with the attempt to ultimately get people vaccinated. Their goal was by July to get everybody vaccinated. That's what they've put out. But in the meantime, and over the last 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, we've been at the village here. Our staff had Eileen Paulin, who's our communication and media director, has been really at the forefront working with Memorial Care and the Orange County Healthcare Agency to see if we could move forward with doing what I'll call a mini pod and setting up an operation here at the village to address the fact that we have such a particular age group that is at risk. And that age group, as you just mentioned, we have over 9,000 individuals that are 75 and above, and everybody above 55, as we know. So we've been working with Memorial Care and the county as this has all been progressing in it, and moves every day too. This is a process. But basically what we have now, and I'm able to indicate to you, our residents out there, is that in a partnership with Memorial Care, we're going to be able to do our initial vaccinations here in the village, despite what the county's doing out there. So we're kind of going on our own, but in coordination with the county. They know, the county health understands. So next week, starting on Friday, we're going to have a process in which we are going to, with people submitting and getting an appointment. It's going to be appointment-based scenario where people in the village can go to Clubhouse 7 and we'll be able to start the vaccine process when we're going to start on a small scale on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, get into a full-scale operation with Memorial Care operating the system there. So I need people to understand that at this point in time, in working with Memorial Care and working with the county health and the state, we have been able to, and Memorial Care really is the one leading the charge here, it's been able to get 3,000 vaccination capsules, or the ability to do 3,000. And that's the Moderna one. The good thing about the Moderna one, it doesn't need the super cold temperatures. It just needs to be refrigerated, so it's a little easier to implement. So we have 3,000 ready to go. And as I mentioned before, and it's critical for everybody to hear this, we have 9,000 seniors over the age of 75. We obviously have 18,000 plus seniors over 55, which means our population of 65, which is now the county's talking about going to 65 and over, is a very, very large population. We don't have anything from the state, anything from the Orange County that says, hey, after you're done with your 3, you're going to get 3,000 more or 10,000 more. We don't know yet. And that is really the rub of all of everybody's consternation out there. When are the vaccines coming out? How are they going to get distributed? And that's the struggle. So first 3,000, so we're going to be taking care of the towers. We're working with the towers in that situation, and obviously our population of 75 and older, and get them in a queue by getting people appointments. And we'll be setting up that early this next week. So we're real excited about that. I don't have specifics yet. On Monday, we'll have obviously more specifics because we're working with Memorial Care today and trying to finalize everything and how many workers they're going to have, how many volunteers they're going to have, because we're putting in their hands, and we really appreciate their work on this. It is their vaccinators. They're managing this whole process. We're making Clubhouse 7 available because it works the best as far as ingress and egress and getting in. We'll be working with the city as far as traffic control. We'll be working with our residents to make sure you know how you can use your own transportation, use our Lyft program that we have,
Okay.
our bus system, whatever it takes to get you to your appointment.
Okay.
That's really, really the important thing that we want to mention with regards to that.
And this is a huge undertaking, and there's a lot of moving parts, like you mentioned, and there's a lot of people involved. We've got the Orange County Health Department, you've got the city, you said you've got, we're going to probably have security. I mean, there's so many different things. It's huge, and I mean, think about it. If Disneyland has, they have to have their security and all of that stuff too. So I mean, that's a lot of moving parts, and so we certainly appreciate everything that you've done, and that's a tough thing to do. And I understand to come out here and say I don't have all the details is tough, and everyone just needs to be super patient. But before we talk about that, let's talk about those who are not in the village. Like if you want, not that you aren't in the village, but if you wanted to be vaccinated outside of what we're doing, what do they need to do?
So that's really a key too, because as we talked about, let's assume hypothetically that we received 3,000 vials for doing this operation this weekend. What's it going to take? Well, obviously, 18,000 population, if you're using all the way down to 55,
right.
You can calculate that's a number of weekends. And so we anticipate that it's going to take anywhere up to possibly up to 10 weekends to get this all done.
Right.
So I mean, when you think about that, that's 2 months process. So
yeah.
we're talking about all the way through February and in March,
right.
Obviously. And then don't forget, if you get vaccinated this weekend or next weekend, then you have to come back in that 28-day, 35-day
right.
period of time to get your second.
Yeah.
So we're going to coordinate that. So our plan in working with Memorial Care is we're going to get everybody vaccinated that wants to get vaccinated.
Right.
And if you want to go through our process, then again, with the appointment process, we'll make sure that you're set up to come back and get your second shot as well. But
right.
back to your specific question, what if I am in a sense in a hurry and want to go a different route? So as I indicated, the county is rolling out 5 super sites, I'll call.
Right.
And those super sites are basically Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Orange County Fairgrounds, the Great Park, and they've also worked with Soka University as a location. So the Great Park and Soka University are probably in southern Orange County, probably the closest by far.
Right.
They have a website, and you can go on there. They have an app that you can put in your
right.
your reservation process. They're doing it
right.
the same way. It's a reservation process. It
Right.
can't just walk up. That's what we saw in Disneyland for people that weren't watching the news. A lot of people showed up who were turned away, and there were lines and lines of people. We don't want that here at Clubhouse 7. People need
right.
to understand, do not just show up on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We won't
right.
be able to handle it.
Right.
We won't be able to do anything other than tell you to go back home. It's only going to be on a reservation basis. So that's
right.
critical.
Right. And just to reiterate and to make sure everybody knows is that if you want to be vaccinated outside of the village program, there is a totally separate website you need to go to, and that is the occovid19.ochealthinfo.com. You need to go to that one, and then you sign up at the very bottom. I think you scroll down, and at the very bottom it has the Athena, which is Athena site, which is this like a reservation site, I guess?
It is.
And so that you need to go to Athena and register there. And that's to be vaccinated outside of this program that you're talking about. Now, if you're in the village and you want to participate on January 22nd, if you fall within these parameters, you will be providing a separate reservation system sometime early next week.
Correct.
Okay.
And we're working with Memorial Care to get that all set up,
right.
and all the logistics and how we're going to allocate those first 3,000.
Right.
A random selection of who's going to be eligible to make that reservation.
Right.
Once we have that in place, then you'll be able to make that reservation. So one of the things that we really are focusing on is the logistics part now. We all are in agreement we're going to do this. Now it's the real specifics of how do we logistically move people in and out? How do you get registered? Making sure that we get all of that information out there. So one of the things that I want to mention to our residents is we're going to unfold this next week. So you don't need to call us right now. We don't have all of the information yet. All of the logistics is not set up yet. So wait till next week. We'll have a lot more information for you, and we'll be able to answer your calls at that point in time if you have any. And we're hoping that the information we get out to our residents, along with the information that Memorial Care is going to be able to provide, and the forms you got to fill out, there is a process that everybody has to fill out forms and identification and all of that.
Right.
So we're working on all that with Memorial Care, finalizing that so that on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we can roll that out real clearly to our residents and make sure that they're comfortable if they want to have it at Clubhouse.
You know, like many people in our community, I always have a million questions. And I love the way that this information was presented to me. It was, okay, before I tell you anything, don't ask any questions, just listen. Because of course, my first thing is, oh, when, where, how do I do it? What time? I mean, I would have all of those questions, as I'm sure so many people do. But the key thing here is just to be super patient and know that Village Management Services and Memorial Care are doing everything they can to make sure that this can happen.
And we want to bring that service here, and that's really what our goal was that we had a lot of residents that were asking to see if it was possible to bring a vaccination site here to the village in particular. And so my thanks especially to Memorial Care for working with us and stepping up to the plate. It's a great partnership. This last year has just been phenomenal what they've done for us. And I want our residents to understand that this isn't the only way you can do it, though, just as we talked. If they want to go through the county, because as we get into the randomization of who's going to be able to get their appointments, it is possible that some people are going to be in that second, third, fourth week process, and it may be faster and more efficient for you to go get a vaccine at one of these other super pods. I don't want to suggest that you can do one or the other. You can look at both and see which one works out for you best.
Well, and the other thing is that even though you have these processes in place, you still have to wait for the vaccine, the actual vials, to arrive here. Now, that is not just a Southern Orange County issue, that is a country issue. There are many places that still are waiting for lots and lots of vials, so that is just a logistics thing there. So that doesn't have anything to do with us or Memorial Care. That is just the way the system seems to be working across the country.
Yeah, but it is impacting us in a sense and impacting Memorial Care, because what happens is, so they worked with us and got their first allocation of this 3,000. But until there is basically acknowledgement that we have implemented that 3,000, they can't get more. So it's not like they're going to send you 18,000 on a whim that everybody's going to need it, because they can't have it sitting one place and not utilized.
Right.
So that's a struggle, probably an appropriate struggle, because they want to be efficient with the stuff that they have. And when you're talking about a vaccine that has a certain amount of shelf life and everything, they just need to be accurate about how it's being implemented and if it's done effectively. And so our expectation, Memorial Care's expectation, we get through next weekend, we will have the following weekend ready to go, and we'll just keep ramping it up. We may get more, but we may get less. I was listening to a report from LA County where they were talking about one site where they thought they might get 10,000 one week, but they may only get 1,000 the next week. So that shows you how the fluctuation could be rather significant. So we'll look out for that and have a game plan for that. And the point is, we want to provide this service to the community, and with their partnership with Memorial Care, we're on the right track.
Excellent. I have a feeling you're going to have a very busy weekend in trying to get all of this planned out.
It is, and I do want to thank my staff who have been working on this, great team, and for TV6 crew and everything for getting the information out. And I know people are chomping the bit. I realize that, but again, patience. We're moving in the right direction, and we want to do it right, and we don't want people sitting out there. You've seen pictures of places in Florida where people sat out there for 4 hours and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, we don't
That's
like
why
that.
we want to do it by a reservation basis. We want people to know that they have a spot,
Right.
go to that spot at the right time, get it done quickly, get back home. That's what we want to accomplish.
Well, we appreciate that, so thank you for everything that you're doing, and we look forward to Monday for sure. We want to be able to give them all the information, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Regarding
and
that.
we'll be so again, watch TV6 obviously, watch our website. We'll have more information today, even with the blast that's going out. So look at the blast, look at the website, and if there's a direct piece of information that gets emailed or mailed out to our residents, we'll be doing that as well.
Okay, well, perfect. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Great.
All right, have a great weekend.
You too.
All right. Remember, patience is the key, so anxiety is not going to do you any good at all. So just be patient, look at your emails, make sure that you follow along with our Village Television. If we have additional information, we will bring that to you. But tune in on Monday, and we will hopefully have additional details regarding all of this. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Welcome back. Well, that was a lot of information to take in, but very exciting information nonetheless. Now, we hope to have additional information for you by Monday, but in the meantime, make sure you watch for your Village Breeze this weekend and any emails that they'll have the information for you. You can watch us again tomorrow at 9 a.m., or you can watch our rebroadcast at 12:30 and 5. Have a great Friday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
At Diane's Hallmark, we're ready for Valentine's Day. Are you? Come in and see our great selection of cards and gifts. We have everything you need to show that special someone how much you care. And don't forget those grandkids either. Diane's Hallmark has many cards and gifts for them as well. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Marketplace Center, right next to Hobby Lobby. We have something for everyone. Come in today and take care of all your Valentine's Day needs.